Hello, everyone, and welcome to Charles News Network. Today we are here with Fred Prod, 69. Fred, do you mind introducing yourself?
Hello, I am Ferd Prod 69. I am the ruler of Fredistan, former Emperor of Aglaria, and you all know how that ended.
Okay, so Fred, the first question I have for you is, how are you feeling coming out of the war? Are you happy? Are you excited about your
I'm not
future?
feeling, I'm not feeling too particularly happy about the defeat, but let me just go ahead and say I do have a plan going forward into the future, and it should, kind of handle a couple of the issues that came up and were a direct result of the war.
What are some of
So
those
yeah,
issues?
we should be fine. Well, some of those issues being, of course, the loss of our greatest territory, central, northern, and southern Aglaria, such as like Aglaria City, Port Rain, and of course Dynastan. Um, uh, but there are some other issues, such as being cut off from some other hidden territories that were never truly marked on the map, such as we have one little area that's somewhere out there. We got to recover a whole bunch of mobs and such.
Okay.
Anyways, that's all for me.
So, do you mind telling us a bit, about why you surrendered? Why you made that decision to give up
Well,
so much land?
I made the decision because while I did originally have a plan to bring all of my guys online, not a single one of them hopped on when I asked them to. Not one. Like, Finger's been around, sure. He's pretty cool. He's just been kind of chilling. He's hopped on when he's needed to hop on, but like that's it. How am I supposed to have like I don't know, two people? I had eight other guys, but two active people versus however big the population of Lopet is, like 12, 13, 14 active people.
Hmm. So you were.
Yeah, so
It had to do with you not having as many people as you thought.
yeah, not one of them except for Finger was active.
So, with your new faction, Fredistan, how do you plan to fix that going forward?
Well, we plan to be doing more streams, like I'm doing a stream just after this interview, and we also plan to be bringing in more members, starting an alliance with two of our new greatest allies,
Hmm.
and yeah,
Okay. So,
so we should have less problems with enemies.
that's good. Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about just what the idea, what the plan was behind your last battle you had with Lopad?
Well, the last battle we intended to gather up Drew, which is why we went to Mephisto first, because unfortunately he spawned there instead of where he was supposed to. And we had intended to gather up all of our forces and attack Jefferson. I mean, not directly attack Jefferson at first, but our goal was to come from the north, from Tostopia, heading down south through Blocktopia, Fort Jason Town. And we did, if our other guys had managed to hop on, we would have had more and more people. And we would have sent a couple of guys down to the Low Patty Islands, just plant a flag there and get out, which would have secured us those islands.
Okay. So, where do you think that all went wrong?
Well, activities where it mostly went wrong, and of course our lack of supplies. I had not prepared as much as I had for what would have been the battle that happened today, but just simply didn't happen
So, how do you think
because I surrendered.
you could have won that battle? What would you have done differently?
Well, what I would have personally done differently was I would have gotten on a couple more times and gotten Drew on, had all of us come over to Port Rain, or it's Port Luke now, unfortunately, and we would have had all of our guys brought up together. We've had more gear, and we would have just gone for, the swath assault I was telling you about, coming through from the north and ending in the south.
Hmm. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, how do you feel though about this new battle system that we
Well,
tried out? That was the first time we ever tried out that new battle system. And the
Yeah, I'm
Galarian,
personally not a fan. Look out!
you're not a fan?
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of it because, it's kind of confusing. So, first, I understand now you can plant a flag anywhere, but yeah, it means there could be there could be an entire hour without any direct conflict because you'd just be specifically trying to maneuver past them. And one side could just put on Wither Skulls and move completely undetected. And if both sides are moving undetected, then the chance of them running into each other is pretty dang low.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, one side should guard their territory. And
That's true,
they
but
should be able to
both
shift their
sides could be
forces.
planning an offensive or a defensive because, you don't know which side's going on the offense or which side's going on defense unless it's like one of them full fort battles.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the last battle we had, I had scouts at Toxtopia, Lopad, like at every major city. So if you guys would have attacked it, you wouldn't. It would have been impossible to go undetected. And then you wouldn't
That's
just have
true,
to
but
plant a flag.
not every faction is like 20 people to dot around their entire territory. While we only had like 3 cities, we intended to go on the offensive because if we had gone on the defensive, we would have gotten wiped out much quicker than that.
I mean, I really don't agree. I mean, when you guys went to take Mephisto City, there were only
We didn't go to
two-
take Mephisto City. We went to pick.
What? Okay. Anyway, continue.
I don't even know what that is. Okay. So, we didn't go to Mephisto City to defend it or attack it. We came there to pick a guy up. We came there to pick Drew up, specifically. We didn't go there to attack or defend it. We were planning on picking him up, throwing him in the ship, and going on the offensive.
But I think if you guys all came together to take it, you would have probably been able to.
Well, we were all together, and then one of our guys just kind of up and ran off. I don't know where he went.
Okay.
Yeah, he just up and went in his own direction.
So
I was saying, hey, stick with us. Come back over here. But no, he just disappeared.
You believe had he not left you, you would have been able to at least take back the city?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So the final thing I want to ask you about is the peace you made with Lopad. From what I understand, it was very chaotic.
It was very, very chaotic. I mean, I shot a cannon at him first as a joke, but then he started trying to increase the price, and you started trying to increase the price.
Well,
And,
from what
yeah,
I
it kind of went
remember-
chaotic from there, and it ended pretty badly for me.
From what I remember, it wasn't us trying to increase the price, but just that I had mistakenly told you a lesser price at first.
Well, yeah, you have that lesser price, and I'm like, oh, I have exactly that amount. And then you're like, oh, oopsie, I actually need a little bit more than that. And then, like, I don't have that. Like, you know how that, I don't think, how was I supposed to know, or how would you expect me to believe that you had actually made a quote-unquote mathematical error when how would I believe that?
Well,
Like, oops, I made a mathematical error. I actually need more.
in Jace's stream, it shows when I first show him the surrender documents. It shows the amount of diamonds I was talking about. And then later on, when you ask how many diamonds do you need, I give the incorrect amount. But I was just mistaken. And then later on, when I correct myself, I was just going back to what I originally had.
Yeah, but you realize that it does take me a little while to mine up diamonds, and if I had a good amount, I managed to scrimp up exactly the amount I need with a little bit of a generous donation from someone whose name starts with X. So, yeah, I had exactly the amount that you asked for, and then when you asked for more, I'm like, how was I didn't know it was a mathematical error because I didn't believe it was a mathematical error. I believe that you were just trying to scrimp in a few more cents.
Okay.
Or diamonds.
Well, what was your reasoning behind shooting me with a cannon during our peace talks?
For the funny.
For the funny? Okay, but when you could understand once I had lost some stuff, inevitably from that we would be pretty angry.
Yes, that's totally understandable. But I did stop shooting the cannon at you. I mean, I only shot you what, twice, thrice?
Well, it killed me once.
Yeah, and then you started, and then I think you started hitting me first, and then I was killing you, and then killing you, and killing you, and killing you, and then you got a kill on me, and then ran off with my stuff.
So, for anyone unfamiliar, after those events, me and Fred agreed to meet at a Galeria again, and I would give him back his stuff, and in return he would surrender.
Mm-hmm. I never got my stuff back.
Yes, you did.
Well, I did. None of this armor don't look trim to me. My armor had trimming on it, Luke.
I gave you your trimmed armor.
No, you did not.
I think the stream can attest to it.
The stream can attest to it, that you did not give me the armor.
Well, I'm not wearing that kind of armor.
And neither am I. I mean, I could check my ender chest, but I mean, I don't have an ender chest anymore.
I do believe I gave it back to you. I think you're just mistaken. I hate to say it.
I could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. I don't remember you giving me back the trimmed armor.
I mean, the whole reason for suing for peace was that I'd give you back your stuff.
Yeah, but you didn't give me back all of it. It could be potentially because it had despawned, like your muskets did, or at least I think they did. I don't have any of your muskets, FYI.
I mean, if you're talking about like a particular piece of armor, that could have occurred.
I'm talking about the whole dang thing of armor.
Well,
I'm talking about the trimmed helmet, the trimmed chest plate. I mean, no, not the trimmed chest plate. There wasn't a trimmed chest plate. The trimmed pants, the trimmed boots.
I
Like,
gave
you know, that stuff.
I gave you back your trimmed pants and boots, I believe.
Well, I have a pair of pants and boots, but they sure as heck ain't trimmed.
Well, I'd say that I guess you just lost it or didn't pick it up in the first place. Is that
That's
it?
possible, but we could check the stream. We can check the stream after the stream if you do want to move on.
And get that fact checked.
Yeah, we'll get that fact checked.
Is there anything else you would like to add to tell the people on camera about your new faction?
Alright then. So, first of all, we're just kind of out here. We're just kind of building stuff, setting stuff up. There'll be some pretty cool stuff that I'll build some places for new players to live or leave places that they can build houses. But there is another thing I'd like to make clear. The issue with the central, northern, and southern territory of area is a temporary issue. It will be resolved soon. That's all.
Okay. Alright, Fred, thank you for doing this interview. It was...
Yeah, let me open. Here, I'll let you out.
very productive, thank you. And that is all
All
for
right.
the Charles News Network.